to another Building Kashyyyk weekly segment, guys. So this week, guys, I'm going to get right into this. We are going to be doing mapping. Now, I know last week I had mentioned about landscaping. I had actually planned on landscaping part 1, but that's probably going to be next week or the week after that. So what we have going on with this week's episode, guys, mapping, is basically where we're going to take our plan here and the outlines of dividing the base up, so like where the actual base is going to be, where different things like from sand to water to the greenlands to the mountains, we're going to actually take some bricks and pretty much just make what the map actually looks like with outlines. That way, what this will do is it'll give us a sense of, is this the right size? Are we going to be able to fit like the new ATRT? Is it going to, is our Greenland beach area big enough for like 3 of these? Do we need to expand that to be wider? It's a good thing to do. That way, when you actually start building up these giant like mountains and other structures, and you realize, oh, wait a second, I needed more room there than I needed there. So it's kind of it's just a backup way of not having to rebuild something by accident, of not having enough space for a certain vehicle, or for just room for the mock to look better. That's the best way I can put that. So we're actually going to do a pretty cool video. I'm going to just fast forward. You'll see how it works. It's a relative simple thing, but it'll give you guys an idea of how to do it. Yeah. So guys, without ado, let's get right into mapping.
Alright guys, so let us get into this. So here's the map right now, and what I was basically talking about is, you see this line right here, this line right here, so base plate, base plate, base plate, base plate. This line right here is going to represent, how much water there is. So that means from like here, it comes up a little bit right here, comes up a little bit, goes back down. So we're actually going to use just some simple gray bricks right here. These are just fine, and that'll help us realize where things might go on the base. So yeah, alright guys, let's get into it. I'm gonna actually do some fast motion video. You can watch me as I lay out the mapping, and you'll see how it actually turns out to be. So let's get into this, guys. Alright guys, so thank you very much for watching the wonderful timeline or fast speed. So here is what we did. Actually, here. So as you can see, what we have going on here is the base, or the base plates have like been sort of, you know, divided up, and gives us an idea of where everything's gonna go. So this first part right there is gonna be the water. Next part is gonna be beach, so tan, dark tan, sand green, and then this last strip right here, that last strip right there, that's gonna be like a just full forest, dark green, and then this brown line right here is obviously gonna be the Kashyyyk wall. So it's actually gonna literally look like that, just obviously a bit different colored, but imagine that, you know, forming that line right there. And then here is the new ATAP, and as you can see, it fits pretty well on the beach. We can probably put 2 of them without taking up too much space. But then you also have to consider that this part right here, this entire like rectangle square, is the base. That is the main base, and then this right here is like a place for all the vehicles, and then that right there is actually where the elevator is going to go. And this line, that line right there, is going to be where the mountains, see these mountains right here, they're going to stop sloping at that line right there for the other part of the base. And then where you see these bricks right there, kind of like scattered a bit, that is where the sloping for the mountain is going to stop for the base wall right here. So, whoa. Alright, so catch myself there. So what that means is, you know, the wall's going to slightly slope up like that. Maybe not. I actually might just build it up and like have like a second space up here. I don't know. We'll just see what happens while we're building. But this is a clear point. This right here is a clear point that from here all the way back to here is going to be absolutely open. There's going to be nothing above it. So I should say that. So right here there'll be stuff above this. There will not be stuff above this. There will be stuff above. There will be an entire thing above this part where that line divides right there. There will be an entire thing that divides that. So yeah. So this actually, as you can see, really gives you guys a really good idea of what the base is going to actually look like. So it's kind of cool seeing this. It definitely actually gives us a better idea of what the base is going to fully look like. So that's why mapping is actually kind of cool. It's a cool step, and it really, you know, helps. So everything on the map here has been laid out pretty much like I wanted to. I might have changed 1 or 2 things, but pretty much this is what I had laid out. So here's my question for you guys to answer in the comments. From here, so this space right here, all the way to here, do you think this basically right here, these 3 base plates, do you think maybe I should shorten the water area? Because there's a lot of water right here. There's a lot. This is all water. This starting from here going up, that's all water. Should I push that back maybe and give more beach space and evergreen / forest space right here? Because as you can see, there's not much green. But you also have to consider, okay, so from this is where the mountains start, and they're going to keep on climbing at an incline, and then they're going to stop their incline. It might be up to the height of here, but the mountains are going to be right here. You know, I can always make some like cool little things up in the mountains, like maybe like machine gun places. I don't know. We can do some pretty cool stuff. So keep that in mind. Are we giving the base a lot more space, or should we maybe push the base back a little bit? Is this too much space for the base, or should we push it back? Maybe push this line back. Give it. I think maybe we have the perfect remedy of beach and water, but maybe we're not giving enough evergreen space. So maybe we should push this back, the entire thing back a little bit. Let me know in the comments. That is what I want you guys to answer. Just say what you want, what you think. Should the water be shortened? Should the evergreen forest area be pushed forward back so you're making the base a bit smaller? Should the beach be smaller? But I think the beach is pretty good size. The beach is this entire area right here. So very cool. Like I said, this really gives you a really good idea of what the final product of a base is going to look like. Now, mapping, if you're doing like a large-scale mock, sometimes mapping doesn't really work out for you. But for this project and for specific, this actually works. Like, say I was building like a custom Star Wars ship, you can't map that out. Maybe on paper, but you really can't do that for that type of thing. So this only works for bases / base plate mocks. So if I was building maybe a giant city, you could also map that out as well. That's probably where you would use this technique at. You don't necessarily use this on building vehicles and whatnot. So yeah, I think this is really cool. I think it'll give you guys a really good visual. Do you think this is enough battle room? So from here all the way down, this line right here is where the base starts, and this is mountains right here. Do you think from here, this entire space right here is enough for battle action? And if not, let me know on what should change. That is a big question that's going on here. So guys, very cool. Last thing I kind of told you a little bit is this elevator right here. You know, my original purpose was to actually be able to put a gunship right there. I don't think that's gonna happen, but I might make it smaller, maybe make it bigger to maybe get the turbo tank on the elevator. I don't know, because I want to use power functions for this elevator. So, and it's gonna be really hard. Anybody who's attempted at making an elevator with power functions knows that it's a pain in the you know what with Lego bricks. So that'll be a real fun challenge. That'll definitely make a good full segment right there. But yeah, all right guys, so there it is. Kashyyyk is really starting, it's actually starting to shape out quite a bit, and it's looking pretty sweet. So this is very cool, guys. It gives you guys a great visual of what's going on. And yeah, so guys, let's finish up the video.
Alright guys, that was mapping. So the reason why this episode wasn't actually going to start in the landscaping is because I have not ordered the parts yet for what's going to be behind me. I'm actually planning on ordering them this weekend, so hopefully in about a week, maybe 2 weeks, we'll get into landscaping. I can only do so much with the parts I have right now because there are certain parts that I need. I have a lot of the big amount parts, but I need some specialty parts that have to be ordered. So I'm going to go ahead and order those this weekend, so that'll be really cool. Those will come in for the next segment, so I'll be looking forward very much to that. Hopefully they'll come in time for the next segment. So, you know, mapping, you know, why is this so important? You guys could see that, like I said, it gives you a better idea of how big and where certain things are going to give you. I mean, right now you could probably visualize, you can have quite the imagination, but sometimes reality can be so different than the imagination can be. Imagination can run wild and make it a lot bigger than it might seem, or make it a bit lot smaller than you seem. Reality is a bit different, obviously. So that's why I wanted to do this. It's a pretty cool step, actually. It starts giving us a better idea of what the base is going to look like and maybe what the final product is actually going to look like. So it's very cool. Yeah. So, like I said, guys, make sure, if you're wondering how I'm going to order my parts, pretty much going to be all done through Bricklink, and that's last week's segment. Segment 3 is where we talked about Bricklink. Just want to say thank you to everybody for supporting this series. It's really going great. I could not ask for a better response, so I just want to leave this episode or segment off with a big thank you to everybody who's been watching these, because they've been going very well, being extremely well received by you guys, and I couldn't ask for a better fan base. Really, that's honestly coming from my heart. So thank you guys very much. Alright guys, so hopefully we'll get into some tidbits of landscaping next week. The only reason was we're just waiting on parts, and also you may notice that got these Kashyyyk battle packs. Actually, have 5 of these, and they're not going to be out till March of 2014 as I'm making this video. So I wanted to actually get like a good 5, 6 of them. That way, you know, obviously we have at least a good 6 videos before these battle packs will even be maybe released. Sometime in March is what I was told, but that'll give us it'll have figures, so I'll actually put some figures in the base and whatnot as we're building it over here the next couple months here. So just thought I'd let you guys know that. Also, I have the Utapau. I have some multiple Utapaus and the new clone turbo tank that has the regular clone trooper in it. So that's very cool. By the way, I also reviewed all the LEGO Star Wars 2014 Winter Wave. So if you were looking for reviews on these sets, you can actually just click my channel and go find those. Alright guys, thank you guys very, very much for watching this segment on mapping. We'll see you guys for next week's episode. You guys have a great day. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like the video, comment below. You know, there's an interactive community down there. Talk down there. What do you think of the series? What can I improve? Definitely do that. Again, huge. Just doing that supports this so much more than you think it would. And definitely share it with your friends, guys. Get this around. You guys have a great day. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.